All right, I don't know what Curtis Hughes is, but this guy already costed Jericho the match. I know everything about wrestling. This is bad. This is bad. Who is Curtis Hughes? Who the fuck is Curtis Hughes? It's bothering me. Hi guys, this is Roger again for another episode of Roger Tells Wrestling. In case you've never checked this out before, this is our second episode. Basically, I made notebooks of all WWE wrestling results starting in like 96, 97. Okay, picture this. Little 8-year-old Roger going through notebooks. Imagine way less hair, way shorter, sitting in front of a living room with all these superstars in front of me, taking notes as they happen, detail by detail. I'm taking a little nostalgia trip, checking those out, and I want to share them with you as I read them along. I have not gone back to read these since then, and I think that's part of the fun. Last time we reviewed WWE SummerSlam 1999, and today we are going to review Unforgiven, which is a pay-per-view that happened right after. So let's get to it. This is Unforgiven, September 26, 1999, 3 hours from Charlotte, North Carolina. So as everyone knows, Charlotte is a big wrestling city. Pretty sure that's Ric Flair County. Woo! And I made sure to document our main eventers at the top. I think this was a logo. We had a 6-pack challenge as the main event. And as you can tell, we had Kane, Rock, Mankind, Bulldog, Stone Cold, Big Show, and Triple H. That's good. That's good stuff. All right, so we start off the first show. Well, actually, we start off with some Flash news. For those of you guys joining for the first time, Flash news means anything that happens behind the scenes, anything crazy. Oh, yeah! Moments ago, the New Age Outlaws beat up Edge and Christian. Meanwhile, Chris Jericho and XPac beat up each other. All of it happening in the locker room. What a great way to start. Yeah, give me some more pandemonium, guys. First match. Val Venus versus the Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman. I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife here. She's a huge Steve Blackman fan. And Val Venus and Steve Blackman, very good competitors during the Attitude Era, and randomly stood out a lot. Val Venus took the victory with a money shot. I'm not going to go into detail what money shot means in the industry. Val Venus's move was him doing like a big frog splash from the top rope. Probably one of the best splashes in the industry. So he got the win. Good match to start off the event. Flash news. Moments ago, Steve Blackman beat up Val Venus with a kendo stick. Val Venus just took the victory, but Steve Blackman was like, tonight's my night. So, Val Venus left with a beating. Sorry, Val. Second match. Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry, the European champion, versus D'Lo Brown. So if you guys remember from the last pay-per-view, Mark Henry betrayed D'Lo Brown, and I'm pretty sure he helped Jeff Jarrett secure that victory. So this is part of the feud still. D'Lo Brown ended up winning as a result of a frog splash from the top rope, and now the new European champion. Pretty impressive. The first 2 matches end up with a frog splash from the top rope. Sounds like a good move to have. Third match, Jeff Jarrett, who is the Intercontinental Champion, along with Miss Kitty versus Chyna. Jeff Jarrett took the victory as a result of an outside interference by Deborah. There were some issues from SummerSlam until now. Miss Kitty tagged along with Chyna for a while, and I guess Jeff Jarrett used her as a valet now, and Deborah got tossed aside. Either way, not looking good for Jeff Jarrett. Besides that, I'm not sure. I think this is the first time Jeff Jarrett and Chyna fought each other. It was a big moment for Chyna because this is when she's fighting for the Intercontinental title. First time that a woman was doing that. So mad props to Chyna. And I think by the next pay-per-view is when she actually wins the championship. Jeff Jarrett ended up quitting. There's a whole issue. It's rumored that he didn't like wrestling a woman. We don't know, to be honest. I feel like it's been back and forth in terms of reports. But Chyna became a huge deal at this time. And so I think a big moment for women's wrestling at this time. All right, we're on to our fourth match. The Dudley Boyz versus the Acolytes. So if we remember from SummerSlam, the Acolytes were doing pretty well. They ended up winning that tag team gauntlet match. And so they ended up getting a tag team title shot. Now they're on to the Dudley Boyz. And the Acolytes won as a result of a pinfall with help of Stevie Richards with a super kick. So I'm not sure what Stevie Richards was at this point. Stevie Richards was a huge deal in ECW. I guess he's not a fan of the Dudleys here. And either way, the Acolytes keep racking up victories. Another good win. All right, we're on to our next match, a hardcore match between Luna Vachon and Ivory. I'm not sure if both Hall of Famers, but they should be great women's wrestlers. Ivory as a result of a pinfall by hitting her with a pole. All right, these hardcore matches are hard to track. I think the last event we had someone winning by throwing some pool balls into someone's balls, and now we're using a pole. Either way, I'm sorry, Luna. Ivory took the win. Gotta be careful with these hardcore matches. All right, guys, we're on to our next match. Edge and Christian versus the New Age Outlaws, who were the tag team champions at the time. Even by this point, so in 98, 97, the New Age Outlaws were the biggest tag team in the world. Honestly, like biggest. Like, go back and watch some of those videos. The pops are tremendous. So the fact that they're still like top notch in the middle of 99 against Edge and Christian, good stuff. And the New Age Outlaws took the win as a result of a pinfall with the Famouser with help of the Hardy Boys. So the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, always feuding it seems. And this time it cost them the match and the New Age Outlaws retained the title. So in case you didn't know, now you know. All right, the match you've all been waiting for. The first ever Kennel from Hell match. If you're wondering what that is, stop wondering. I got you. It is Al Snow, who's a hardcore champion, versus the Big Bossman. So what this match was a steel cage within another steel cage. Huh? So it was the old school blue cage inside a Hell in a Cell cage. I'm not sure if anything else was involved. The whole issue was that the Big Bossman made Al Snow eat his dog a few weeks prior. They were fighting over their dog. I forgot the name of the dog. Pepe? If you guys remember, tell me the name of the dog. And it led to this. The Big Bossman was pretty brutal to people. A few months after this, he attacked the Big Show at his dad's funeral, and then he dragged his dad's casket throughout the whole town. Like, honestly, like, bad guy. Come on, Big Bossman. So, Al Snow took the victory as a result of him getting out of both cages. So that's a lot. I'm not sure, that might be a little underwhelming, but, yeah, I guess he's the recipient of the first Kennel from Hell victory. Alright, we're on to the penultimate match of the night. Y2J Chris Jericho, along with Curtis Hughes versus XPac. Wow, Curtis Hughes sounds so familiar. I don't remember who that is. So Chris Jericho made his debut at Raw a month prior, and then he appeared at SummerSlam. I covered SummerSlam last time, but as you could tell, Chris Jericho didn't make much of an impact. He had like a back and forth with Road Dogg. So this was his first real true test. He kind of was still finding his flow within the universe here. So they gave him XPac, a great reliable wrestler who's always had top matches with everyone. And XPac took the victory. So it says XPac won as a result of an outside interference by Curtis Hughes. All right, I don't know who Curtis Hughes is, but this guy already cost Jericho the match. I need to go back and that name sounds so familiar. If you guys could let me know who that is, that'd be great. No, seriously, who the hell is Curtis Hughes? Like, it's there in my brain. I don't know who Curtis Hughes is. It'll be a few months before Jericho really finds his groove. I think it was a weird transition from WCW to the WWF. And I think this was a good test. I think this allowed Jericho to proceed. I'm pretty sure from here he goes on to feud with Chyna and then eventually Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit and great matches with them. So we're getting there. All right, flash news. Moments ago, Curtis Hughes, I guess. Curtis Hughes and Chris Jericho beat up XPac. Who the fuck is Curtis Hughes? I know everything about wrestling. This is bad. Who is Curtis Hughes? Who the fuck is Curtis Hughes? It's bothering me. All right, guys, I had to stop for a minute. My wife is Googling who Curtis Hughes is. It was bothering me. Either way, I found a picture of him. It registers in my head now. I need a lot of research on Curtis Hughes still, but good job, Curtis Hughes. But then the Road Dogg came to the rescue. All right, Curtis Hughes apparently was a big part of this event. Hopefully he's not a huge part moving forward because I know nothing about this guy apparently. I wrote him. You're here. You're history. I get it. I'll learn. I'm sorry. All right, we're on to the main event. So as I mentioned earlier, we had 6 competitors in a 6-pack challenge. And so this was going to be refereed by none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Honestly, I lost track between SummerSlam and here because it was a doozy. I'm pretty sure Triple H won the title the night after SummerSlam. I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon won the title like a week later. I'm pretty sure he relinquished the title a week later. Either way, it all led to this 6-pack challenge for the WWF title. So we have the Big Show versus the British Bulldog versus Mankind versus Kane versus Triple H versus The Rock. If you think you're missing someone here based on the intro, The Undertaker was missing. From what I remember, I think The Undertaker got injured. He might have gotten suspended. I can't remember. It might have been storyline purposes, but I'm pretty sure The Undertaker got injured because he was at the last pay-per-view. Guy was doing great. So Triple H ended up winning the match as a result of a pinfall with the pedigree. Triple H took a lot of these victories. It was annoying at the time. He became my favorite wrestler during 99, 2000-ish, but man, that was frustrating. All this talent. Triple H just took it to the bank. So, good for you, Triple H. Good for you. All right, so that's the end of the show. We ended with some flash news. Moments ago, Stone Cold Steve Austin beat up Triple H. Everyone goes home happy. I'm sure we delivered a stunner to Triple H. Great night. The next pay-per-view will be called No Mercy. It'll be on October 17, 1999. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go pay-per-view by pay-per-view and then maybe go Raw by Raw, SmackDown by SmackDown as time goes on. A lot of time constraints. I'm trying to deliver you guys some great art from some of our artists. Check them out. This is just a big nostalgia trip for me. I'm hoping it is for you, a nice little memory lane. If you guys could join me every week, that'll be really cool. And if you guys have anything to share, like any cool pictures of your old toys, anything similar to this craziness, share it with me. I think it'll be fun. Come back next week. And that, you guys, is Roger Tells Wrestling. All right, see you guys. I'm out. RTW.